Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe, press that notification button so you can see more up and coming videos on DreadFX custom paint. We're all set up in there, so let's just crack on guys. Right, as you can tell by that little intro, we're going to be painting the Ford Mustang today. The one we've got on the screen here. So that's the reference that we're working from today, guys. The first stages that I've done on this, I've cut a piece of transfer paper out. If you don't know what transfer paper is, it's used in the sign industry, and it's how you get vinyl graphics across to a vehicle or to a shop window or something like that. Your vinyl would be underneath this side, and then you would put the piece on, squeegee it, and you'd pull this transfer paper off. This would get thrown away, and that would leave your graphic on the vehicle or wherever you're placing the graphic. So we're using that today. The first thing that I've done is I've projected the Ford Mustang that you can see on the screen here onto the transfer paper, and I've drawn around all the details of the Ford Mustang onto this piece of transfer paper here. The next stage we're going to do is cut out the outline of the car, remove all that internal part of that mask, move that to one side, and I can place this piece of transfer paper onto the background image that I've got already. So we can line that up, place that on, and then I can start doing the base coats. Throughout this video I'll drop you into time lapses. So there'll be little 2-minute or minute time lapses, and then in between each time lapse I'll talk you through the processes that we're doing, how I'm doing it, what paints I'm using, any brushes or techniques and things like that that I'm using throughout this video. I'll talk you through whether it's what paint pens I'm using. I'll give you all the info guys on this, on how to reproduce the image that we've got on the screen here. So I'll move on to the next stage. I'll get all this chopped out, and on the first time lapse we'll start dropping the base coats in, the colours that we need, the blues, the whites and things like that. So I'll see you lot in the time lapse. Right, in that small time lapse guys, what we've done, I've put the wheel part of the mask back on both sides, and I've put the windows in there, the front grille with the lights, indicator, number plate back in, and the two little scallops that are on the front of the car at the bottom where the balance is. So then pieces of the mask have gone back in. We went in with a blue base coat, and when I put the blue down it wasn't quite covering up the background of the picture that we've got, so I just dropped a little bit of white in and then went back in with the blue. The blue that I've used is a solvent base. It's a metallic Ford blue. I think it's a royal blue. It's the closest one I can get to the car without getting colour codes and all that, but that's the closest one. So we've done that in a metallic blue. The next stage is we're going to take these off, the wheel masks and all these bits, put the car piece back in, so then it covers all the blue up, and then we can start working on these details on the grille and start dropping all these little bits in and start working around. And then I'll be chopping up this part of the car because there's a lot of swage lines, there's a lot of shadow lines and swage creases coming down, there's the arches, they're sort of highlighted and shadowed in. So we'll be chopping this mask up quite a bit along in the process. So I just want to give a little stop, talk through what I've done. I've used the Griot's PS290 for dropping the base coat down. That's a 0.5mm, and that's got the fan cap on it. You get two caps with that. You get the spot cap and the fan cap, and I use the fan cap just to get a nice coverage on that blue. So we'll move on now to the next time lapse. I'll see you in a bit. Little break, guys. It's now hit 27.5 degrees in here. It's getting a little bit hot. So I'll just take you through that little bit of time lapse we've just done. I've dropped the headlights in, the part of the grille and the other little headlight part there. Just drop the highlights in, and I've put the indicator in on the bottom and just put the details in on that. We can sharpen them bits up when we pull this mask off and start putting the swage lines in and the bonnet stripes. I can then judge how much highlights need to go in and that, but them pieces are in. The bottom parts of the valance, the two scallops there, they've gone in. So we're now going to move on to the alloys. We'll drop both alloys in, and then we can take this mask off and we can start chopping this mask, because we've got the arches which come round here to go in, and all this front end's quite squared off. We've got the stripes to go in, the bonnet catches to go in, and all the other parts around there. So just a quick update. The paints that I've been using, I've gone in with a carbon black. So I've used carbon black on the grille and just done the real small shapes in the grille, and the badge just a tiny little, they're basically shades and highlights. You can't see that it's a Mustang logo because it's the picture's on the slant, so you're just seeing bright highlights where the chrome's picking up. So I've just put the little dot highlights in where they are. So we've used carbon black, we've used a little drop of titanium white, because these lights are set behind a lens. So I've just fogged over a little bit of white to give it that lens look over there. That will pop out more once we get these shapes and pieces in round here. So I've used a bit of titanium white. To get the indicator, I went in with a yellow first, and then dropped an oxide, an orange oxide over that, and just darkened it off, and then went in with some shading grey and just dropped a little bit of shading grey just to dull that down a bit. So that's how I've got them bits in. The actual lights, I went in with a bit of shading grey. I've got a little bit of transparent blue to drop in on these next, because that's the reflection off the chrome inside the light. So a little bit of blue reflecting up on what's hitting on them. So that was just a little update, guys. I will chuck you in another time lapse and you'll see me start doing the wheels. We'll get the wheels in, then I'll start and I'll give you a little talk through on how I've done these. So yeah, see you in the next one, guys. update guys on where we are. I've dropped the wheels in, the alloys, front and back. Basically just cut the masks down and taken pieces off as I go along. We've used a shading grey on that and we've just dropped some of the little highlights in along the way. As I say, you've not got to use an airbrush all the time. The tools I've been using has been, for straight edges, I've used a normal flexible ruler to get your sharp lines. I've used the white Posca paint pens, 0.7mm. I've used a little erasing tool just to get some textures, pencil. I've used shields to get sharp lines with the curves, as well as the masks that we're using and we're cutting out along the way. So that's the alloys in, front and back. I'm now going to take this piece off, the main part of the body. We'll take that off and I can start chopping out where all these swage lines and creases are in the front bumper. We've got the stripes that go over the front bumper and then onto the bonnet and up. We've got the bonnet catches to do, and then all we've got left is the internals, bit of the steering wheel. We've got some dark shading here, the aerial, side repeater, logo there, door handle. So yeah, there's still quite a bit to do guys, but I just wanted to give you a little update on where we are. I'll drop more highlights in as I go along. You'll see me bouncing across with the paint pen, just dotting in the highlights, basically just keeping them in place, because when you're spraying you tend to get a bit of overspray where you're working and going over where you need them highlights. So I just tend to just drop them back in just to keep an eye out where they are, and we'll just keep working it up. So a little progress update guys. I'll see you in the next time lapse.
Late nights, been on long flights, stayed on strange time. It's a strange time in my life. I took a drive home to clear my mind, and I ended back at your spot for what felt like the millionth time. Reconnection from separate sections, cause we could meet in the middle with no sense of direction. If it's sun up to sundown, we mess around, we're way too involved now. I never wanted someone to disappear, to just get out of here. I never wanted someone to take control. I let you take control, I let you in too close. So baby, just go ghost. Now baby, just go ghost. Hey, you called, I let you in and 4 walls. Kept our secrets hidden, eating fruit so forbidden. Kept our secrets safe, cause the temptation, it felt like pure relation. I gave you my attention, but now it's hard to mention. I don't feel a spark when you say my name. Reconnection from separate sections, cause we could meet in the middle with no sense of direction. If it's sun up to sundown, we mess around, we're way too involved now. I never wanted someone to disappear, to just get out of here. I never wanted someone to take control. I let you take control, I let you in too close. So baby, just go ghost. Now baby, just go ghost.
picture, I've put the mount round this. This will be mounted in a brushed steel aluminium frame on a glass front. So as you've seen in them time lapses, guys, we've put the bonnet lines in, the door lines, put the logo in, the side repeater, all these pieces have gone in. Then I've just dropped some highlights in. I put the bonnet stripes in there coming down over the bumper, went in with a white base on that, and then just put some shading grey over and just knocked them back with a shading grey. Paint pen, just drop the bonnet catches in, number plate's gone in now. So it's all there, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and learnt something along this process on this Mustang, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. See you in the next one, guys.